So I decided I wanted to really try to learn this character a bit better. And I think I've got some of the basics down. There we go. Things like take as many... Ooh, that's nice. Remove 2. I think I'm taking remove 2. Although 2 colorless cards, those could be... So I really went through and saw this character really just does not have a lot of defense cards. So it kind of results in you taking whatever defensive cards you can take. So I could see this one being good because it leads to you taking more. It could lead to you finding a defensive card in the colorless pool. I'm probably going to grab this and remove 2 strikes because this character has tons of different offensive cards. Like, you start with an attack and a way to gain blue stars, or blue energy. Star energy, star power, let's call it. But you don't start... But the cards you find are largely around this mechanic of gaining energy or spending energy to attack. There are a small handful of cards. I think I went through its cards yesterday and it was like averaging like 1 defensive card for every like 10 offensive cards or something ridiculous like that. Now that does mean that I am low. I'm starting at basically half health. So what I'm thinking is probably this path. That forces me into a couple of fires, and then I have the flexibility to decide if I want to take on 1 elite or 2 elites and possibly get more fires. All right, let's go. And of course, work to save every bit of health that you can. Oop, should have done that first. Unbelievable. Even without 2 strike, I still end up in that situation. All right, so I can do that, that. Okay. 8 block, 2 vigor. All right. Immediately getting shown up saying this character doesn't have enough block cards, and then getting this. I'm gonna grab Patter because none of those were offensive cards anyway. Okay, order. Should have been Falling Star, defense card, then strike. Oh well. Okay. Defend, defend. Venerate, so I can afford to play my low-cost card. I remembered. So this will probably lower it. We will lower it 25% round down. So basically it's going to go to 2x2. So it saves 2 versus saves 2. Saves 2 either way. So now it's 12 incoming. Can I block? Yes, I can. All right. Block, block, attack. And now I want to do attack, attack. And now I can take out the corpse slug. Or I should have been able to take out the corpse slug. I've run into the exact scenario that tells you why you shouldn't just remove 2 attacks. Alright. Take Solar Strike because it's an attack. $115 gold. None of the paths I'm looking at taking involve a shop. I'm going to take the Sword of Stone and continue along the path that I had chosen before. Patter. Solar Strike, strike. Defend, Falling Star, strike. There we go. And I don't feel like taking 2 damage. I should have played Patter. Oh well. I need to slow down a little bit. So, Solar Strike, Venerate. Sure, I'll play that just in case it is relevant. So now Defend, Strike. Okay. AoE, glorious AoE. It's Lagavulin and Matriarch, so we definitely want more damage options if we can get them. Patter, Defend. And since I've done that, now I feel less need to... Okay. So... I'm weak? Yep. Wouldn't have been able to take him out anyway. Perfect block. Alright. I'm no longer weak, though. And if I need to use the explosive potion, I can, but I don't think I do. Boom. Orbit is really good. I'm gonna take Orbit and hope I don't regret it. All right. Since this is going to be 2 in a row, I'm gonna go ahead and take an upgrade. Solar Strike upgrade is actually not bad. I'm gonna take the Solar Strike upgrade. Oh, surprise merchant. Paying for taking the Sword of Stone and not the money. All right. Knockout Blow was good to have last time. I can buy Knockout Blow and remove a strike. Or Knockout Blow Furnace. And since I already removed 2 strikes, maybe that's the better play. Let's do that. I can afford... I think I can afford to not rest. Get the energy discount. Hey, it's paying off already. Play the defend so that I can get more energy next turn. Patter. Defend. Defend. Furnace, since I wouldn't be able to break his block anyway. Defend, defend. Solar Strike. Strike. Venerate. Falling Star. Sovereign Blade. Boom. Okay. Should probably take the Particle Wall. And then I need to start taking cards that deal in... I think I can take 2 elites if I rest. And then that's 2 towards the Sword of Stone. Okay, so that, and that. Okay. Plating. 15 plus 7 is high enough that I probably should do it. Or I can play Knockout Blow. Plus Solar Strike. Plus Particle Wall. Boom. Which was unnecessary because I wasn't paying attention to the eel getting knocked out. Venerate. Fallen Star. Sovereign Strike. Or Sovereign Blade. And then... $26 damage. Boom. Alright, so far so good. Another Furnace. It's not bad. 7 to all. They lose 1 strength. Could also be useful. Let's grab more AoE and it's a little bit more defensive options as well. And this, in fact, if I see the eels, it's probably helpful. Had some spam in my spam that account. Okay. If I Knockout Blow, I feel like Patter, Crush Under, Defend is the better choice, but we'll see. So now I can do Astral Pulse, that, and then next turn I'll have the Sovereign Blade to knock him out, even if I somehow don't draw an attack card. But I did, so irrelevant. Attack card, attack potion. I feel like I'd probably give up the Strength Potion here. Although I'm gonna hold on to that for the next elite. Supermassive. Deal 5 damage, deals 3 damage, additional damage for each card you created this combat. With the right setup, that could be very good, but not me right now. Deal 12 damage next turn, draw 2 cards. Saw that one already. Reflect is a very good card. I need more cards that generate the blue stars now. I think I'm leaving that potion on the ground. Exactly what I was worried it would be. Alright, we're gonna do that. I feel like Crush Under. Astral Pulse. Orbit. Defend. Order. And then that card's kind of irrelevant. So I'll take 5 damage. And they're almost dead. Not bad for an elite fight. So I can Solar Strike you. Strike you. Patter. Furnace. So now I have a guaranteed attack card next turn. Bingo. Make it so. It's not a bad card, but I think between these, it's probably Glow, especially with my energy generation existing. Let's do that, and then let's hope this is enough for the Lagavulin Matriarch. Against whom I have 2 more turns of setup. So 1 more energy, and then I gain energy back. Okay. He wakes up this turn regardless of what I do. So it's Venerate, Strike, Sovereign Blade. I should have used that. Let's see, what do we got? Glow. Alright, Particle Wall means I can just defend until I'm... I can also Particle Wall defend, and that's all I needed. I'm going to save the Tincture for next turn when I might need... I should have played a defend there. Oops. I'm going to play it now. So I can do this. This. And I probably need to Venerate. All right, next turn I'm not making more. I should save the energy. Patter. Defend. Sovereign Blade. Strike. And play the defend so that my energy is more closer to setup. Excellent fight. Okay, this character, once you, as long as you can get some defense cards in there, which is not necessarily guaranteed, this character is actually pretty good. That was a pretty convincing victory over the Lagavulin Matriarch. Tuner could be interesting. Neutron Aegis could be interesting. I think beat him into shape though works best with the deck as it is. Oh, interesting. I think I need to hunt elites, even though the elites in this act are pretty bad to fight. So I could go there or there. I'm thinking probably like that. Oh, I could stick right and it's still the same number of elites that I fight. And then from there it's, and then you get a late shop. That sounds like a good path. I could also stick this way, and I fight the same number of elites, but I get a fire before the first elite, which I think is probably going to be better. Oh, Darv the Hoarder. This is a new one. Where did I put... Oh, come to see my collection. Take anything from that pile over there. Put it to good use. Calling Bell. A classic. Pandora's Box and Snecko Eye. Okay, okay. Wait. Okay, so I only have one card that pays off with the Snecko Eye right now. But... no, Snecko Eye is not a good idea. But Snecko Eye is in the game, and that is a good thing to keep in mind. Transform, strikes, and defends. That's 5 transforms. It's not great. I'm going to take the Calling Bell. Yeah. Gorgits. That's good. Stonecracker. Also good. Lizard Tail is amazing. Okay, that just gave this run some... it gave this run a second chance if it loses, so... this is incoming 11 damage. That... it's a shame I can't use Orbit right now, but I think... yeah, I think that's the correct move. Alright, I've got 9 incoming. Okay. Finishes you off. Glow. Solar Strike. Alright. Could be better, could be worse. 1 of 3 colorless cards. Transform a card in hand into Minion Dive Bomb. Could be useful for getting rid of statuses, but also definitely useful for changing the Curse of the Bell into something else. That said... I don't feel a huge need for this card right now. Maybe if I see it again later. Definitely skipping the money right now. Stone of All Time. A massive boulder sits in the middle of an abandoned courtyard. A plaque reads, Stone of All Time. Its presence, shape, and adornments indicate that this courtyard was built around this stone and that it has never moved from this spot. Drink and lift. Lose the speed potion and gain 10 max HP, or lose 6 HP. Push, lose 6 HP, and enchanted attack with Vigorous 8. First time it's played, deal 8 additional damage. Do I have any multi-hit cards, though? No. Wouldn't be the worst thing on Crush Under. Or didn't I have another card that was... Or Astral Pulse. In fact, kind of slap on Astral Pulse. But 10 max HP is also really good. So the question is, do I think that the 8 extra damage on Astral Pulse is worth 10 HP? What's the boss? The Insatiable. I'm gonna do that. It was not Crush Under, although Crush Under would also benefit from it. It was Astral Pulse I wanted to put it on. Make it even more of a big boom. You push and push with everything you've got. Nothing happens. Alright. Let's continue to the right. Perfect. Stealing my Furnace card. Orbit. Speed potion. Alright, do I reflect? Or do I Astral Pulse again? Or I can do Falling Star. Beat into shape. He takes what, 50% damage? Yeah, so probably... I think Reflect is my best choice here. So Reflect. Defend, beat into shape. And now this does enough damage. Yep, that was the correct choice. Another orbit. So gain 2 energy for every 4 energy spent. Could be pretty nice. Black hole plus. Extra AoE every time I spend or gain blue energy. I'm gonna try that and see if I can make it work. All right. Take 5. Well, definitely that. Ah, here we go. I could have struck him and... Oh well. Knockout blow. I gain a bunch of energy, which causes black hole damage. Worked out. I think Cosmic Indifference kind of shift my deck back towards the block cards. Change that to 4-6 could be really good. 7, 21. Okay, that's a pretty big defensive buff to this card. I think it's time to give this guy more power. That sucks. Yeah, about the whole not drawing my block cards thing. Yoink. Easiest void form of my life. I think I probably need to... I think I need to rest at this point. Because I think it would be suicidal to go into an elite at this with that much damage taken. .41 damage. What if I did this? And then use that to kill this guy. Now I have a bunch of energy for reflect to do some work. 14 plus 6. Glow. Particle wall. What is that? Upgrades to give more block too. And we're gonna strike you. Oh, good. Void form requires me to end my turn right here. I don't think void form is getting played right now. So I can strike Sovereign Blade. Take out the middle one. Black hole. Take damage and cry. Yeah, my block game is still not good enough. I can defend. Sovereign Blade. Furnace. Might be dead here. Dead. All right. Oh, that's right. Lizard tail. If I spin, if I do this, if I spin, okay, let's do that. Kind of turns it into a little AoE attack. That's nice. That'll block everything they're sending my way. Oh. Holy shit. Ah. None of these are it. Make this a more efficacious block. I wonder what would have happened if I had just chosen to eat shit there. 3 foul potions. Deal total damage to everyone. Can be thrown in a merchant for 100 gold instead. Or an uncommon potion. You know what? We've got a merchant coming up. If I can get through this. Which, you know. Maybe, maybe not. I'm gonna say patter furnace. Thing about this guy is you really need to make what attacks you do on him count. I really need more energy generation as well. Let's go ahead and grab glow. Sure. Play that. $17. He's coming in with 28. Okay, let's try that. Should have waited a turn. I had lethal. Courier. I get courier and 300 gold and 750. Okay. Take another reflect plus, sure. I think he liked it. All right. Waffle. Amazing. The Smith Forge 30? What the fuck? That's kind of crazy. Dying Star is also kind of crazy. Move another strike. Dying Star is kind of a defensive card. Okay. We went into a shop with a courier and 750 gold, and by golly, we spent it. Alright, Void Form has to go into play against this guy. I didn't play Dying Star, so it's immediately gone. Damn it. I forgot about it being ethereal. I always forget about it being ethereal. Just gonna eat this, eat the 16. So we're gonna Crush Under. And Sovereign Blade. And beat into shape. Where are all the frantic escapes? Okay, reflect. Frantic escape, frantic escape, frantic escape. Done. Nice of you to appear, Orbit. Okay. So I think I'm finding that I'm pretty good at bosses. But not so great at other stuff. Crash landing could be better, could be worse. Monarch's Gaze could be good. I'm not feeling any of these. Skip. The Queen. Okay. So I need to fight at least one more elite. And a shop is probably also a good idea to go to. I hate that you're forced into an early shop, basically, if you want to shop at all. But probably going to be this way. And then if I want a later shop, I need to go to the right, which is kind of scary. Well, here we go. I seek audience with Nonu Pepe. I have no idea how to pronounce that name. Such beautiful robes you've brought from faraway lands. Have your minions bring you closer, and I will bless thee. Choose 3 cards in your deck, enchant them with Swift 3. Okay. Enchant all cards rewards with Glam, which means replay. Okay. That could be very crazy good. At the start of each combat, fill an empty potion. Fill all empty Yeah, that's the one we're picking. That's crazy. Choose a card in your draw pile and add it to your hand. Five strength. I definitely don't care about that one. Swift Potion's pretty nice. Gigantification Potion is incredible. In fact, these two together are kind of incredible. Of these two, probably the Flex Potion is the one I want to keep, though. Huh. Well. There we go. It would be very funny if the reflected damage caused them to lose max HP. So Venerate. Take you out. Falling Star. Defend, defend. Done. Okay. Felt like all my AoE cards were just not popping up. Forge 15's a pretty good card. Cloak of Stars. Gather light. Between these two, this is the better block, but this is more energy, which I need. 50% more damage, lose 2. Do I have anything worth doing that to? I kind of do, don't I? Where is it? Knockout blow. It would do 19 more damage, so 50 something. That seems worth it. 57 damage on one card. Making a card deal 57 damage feels totally worth it. Sling of Courage could be nice, but I don't think so. Glitter Stream also could be nice, but I don't think so. I'm going to save my money for the next one. Definitely using the Explosive Potion here. Okay. Probably also the Star Potion. I'm gonna go ahead and drink that as well. All right, that one just blocked everything. Alright, I can just kill this guy on this turn. I'm going to choose to do it the way that doesn't cost HP. And gather light. Okay. Okay, we navigated that. Conqueror could be good. Resonance Patter plus. Let's take the another defense card. And upgrade something. Dying Star's not bad. Smith is ridiculous, actually. What if you get Smith with... Oh, that's how people get the insane numbers on it, is they get the Smith and then they get replay on it. The Round Tea Party. Royal Poison. Or lose 11 HP and get a random relic. Royal Poison would be tempting to get the relic and then go on, but let's get the random relic instead for now, because I actually want to ascend and not just do a challenge run. Don't play any attacks during your turn, gain 4 block. Okay. That could be a nice one. Strike dummy. It doesn't do nothing. Solar Strike does more damage. And I get Void Form off for free. Heck yeah. Is there anything here that I want to add to my draw? So he's doing 16 damage. Okay. I think that's a worthy trade-off. Is this an elite? Yeah, it's an elite. Okay. I was like, why does he have so much health? Black hole, patter, defend, defend, defend. Still take some damage. Orbit, Smith, Furnace. Strike. Hold on to the Sovereign Blade even longer. It's now doing 39 damage. Patter, particle wall. Particle wall. And we're just gonna... Wait, did I... Okay, guess that works. Create a card, gain 3 block. I don't think any of these right now. My block density is probably okay at this point. I think 2... so this means I gain 4 for not playing an attack. That means I also gain 4 for not playing an attack, for nothing at the end of the turn. So I only take 2 if I stop here. There we go. Orbits, Cosmic Indifference, probably Solar Strike. Glow. Oof, brutal. I'm not doing any damage. Probably Reflect, Particle Wall, Patter. He did a bunch of damage to himself. And do 70 with that. Wow, okay. Let's just use the gigantification potion to save some health here, shall we? Alright. That's a really good relic. Is it better than Art of War and Real Pillow? It might be. Yeah, I think that's what we're doing. Remove the last strike, probably. Alright, let's go. A good shopping trip. So first off, skill potion. What am I playing for free here? Mayhem. Do I take the 2 dexterity? I think I'll save the 2 dexterity for later. So it's probably at this point gonna be Orbit, Venerate, Astral Pulse. I'll take Entropy. Of course, Call of the Bell was the next card. What am I transforming here? Defend, of course. Kind of worthless. Alright, Black Hole's not a bad one to get here. Crush under... No, I should transform my other defend here. Gather Light. Furnace, Crush under. Ice Cream would have been such a nice thing to grab, but alas. Alright. Transform, last defend, of course. Well, I do have a fairy. I took surprisingly little damage. Alright, what am I putting on top of my draw pile here? They're stealing from me again. Probably something big though, then, like Knockout Blow. So, Knockout Blow, I can do that, that, and that. Alright. We're getting there. Alright. Patter, Furnace. Alright. Ethereal's been added to all my shit. $38. I think this is the place for my Dex Potion, and I'll go ahead and use that as well. I've got 30 incoming damage. I'm gonna play the Void Form. Alright, now I've got a free 53 damage there. It's 50. Where am I at on my energy expenditure? Do I even have... I don't have Orbit in play. Alright, that's gonna help. Black Hole, Reflect, Gather Light, Patter, Defend. Okay. Shape. Whew. This fight's been surprisingly rough. Unsettling Lamp. And I get to upgrade and rest. Wonderful. 2 fairies? You shouldn't have. I can see what it's like to have Orbit in play. twice. Card in my draw pile and add it to my... let's not play games here. We should get Void Form in play as soon as possible. So I can do... Dying Star. Solar Storm. Void Form. Now I can do Orbit, Reflect. With 2 fairies banked, this should be GG. We'll see though. Glow. Smith. Black Hole. Particle Wall. Particle Wall. Defend. Okay. Cosmic Indifference to get back Sovereign Blade. All right, this is going pretty well. It's got to be Glow first. All right. Successfully blocked. Furnace. Four or five gamer, good to see you again. Beating the shape. All right. Yeah, I'm fighting this boss again. 35 incoming. Pardon me, 25 incoming. 45 damage for 2 HP seems like a pretty good deal. Actually, it was 60 something. Make you weak again. Yeah, I got the thing that fills my potion slots and got the potion belt earlier, so the fight before this one got me a fairy, and this fight gave me another fairy, so I think this is GG. Oh, I can't Falling Star and Knockout Blow. Alright, Dying Star is definitely the play here because... Boom. Boom. And that's all I can really do on this turn. There's no point in playing Reflect because I'm blocking all the damage anyway. Or rather, they're not doing any damage anyway. I mean, I might as well play the Solar Strike at that point, right? Definitely taking the draw too. There we go. So this card is ridiculous. Forge 40. And the fact that replay exists as a mechanic in this game This is like how people get ridiculous numbers on their Sovereign Blade. I think the Sovereign Blade right now has enough to just kill. Yep. Done. All right, this is the second... No, this is the first run. I forgot. I did die, but I had a lizard tail. So I didn't die. Damage. That's an unfortunate number. That's a very unfortunate number. Wow. Okay. We're just moving on from that. All right. Ascension. Next Ascension unlocked, though.